Welcome back. If you've read the book Tuesdays at the Castle or the 12 Dancing Princesses series, you'll know all about our next guest. Author Jessica Day George has a new book out, and it's called Wednesdays at the Tower. And Jessica is joining me right now. So, Jessica, thank you for coming by.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so tell us about this new book. It's a sequel to Tuesdays in the Tower.
Yes, and it's a separate adventure, because when I did Tuesdays, I just thought, Magic Castle, I can't let this go. There's so much more fun we could have here. And when I was a kid, we had dogs, we had pets and stuff, but I wanted my own. And I used to plan how I could get a puppy, keep it in my room. My parents would never know. Until I'd teach it all these tricks, and then when they finally found out, they'd be so impressed that, you know, I had this dog that could sit and stay and play dead and all these things. They'd be like, oh yes, darling, keep it, you know.
You have to keep it.
So, or like we had a shed in the backyard, you know, I was gonna clear it out. No one would notice if the lawnmower was in the middle of the lawn, you know, and then put a horse in there, you know. If I could get a horse and then take care of it long enough, I figured they'd have to let me keep it, you know. They'd have to grandfather in the horse I was keeping in the shed.
That's hilarious. So this is obviously where you get some of your inspiration from.
Yes.
Big imagination.
Crazy things I did as a kid. or plotted to do. So I just thought, if you lived in a castle and you were trying to keep a pet, you could. There's a lot of rooms, and the castle moves things around. The castle's basically alive in this series, and it can do all kinds of things. So I thought, you know, she could have a puppy for months and no one would ever know. But, you know, what if it was something a little bit bigger that she was keeping? And what if the castle was kind of in on it with her, was trying to help Princess Sealy keep this animal? It's on the cover, but I always hate to say, I feel like it's a big surprise. But she's trying to keep this fantastic pet. It's the only one of its kind, and she's trying to keep it alive, keep it safe, with the help of the castle. And so much fun. All my childhood plots and plans in this book.
It's so cute. Such a great idea. Okay, so what about your other book series? You have multiple book series aside from this.
Yes, this is book number 9. I was kind of startled when I realized that. I had to count on my fingers. I'm not a math person.
It's okay. Us writers never are. So tell us about your other series.
Well, I did my first book was a book called Dragon Slippers, which became a trilogy, which was about a young girl whose family kind of, you know, we're going to take her up, tie her to the rock, sacrifice her to the dragon because we're so poor. And the dragon didn't want her either. The dragon didn't want to eat her. It was old. So she ended up kind of making friends with all these dragons as she went along. But then dragon-human relations are very tense in the Dragon Slippers series, so they fight several wars, and this girl's great ambition is to be a dressmaker. And she has princes trying to marry her, but she would rather be a dressmaker. And so I had so much fun doing that one, and my little dog was in that series, and I just kind of threw everything I loved into it. I love dragons, I love beautiful ball gowns, I just kind of threw them all in there and into the Dragon Slippers trilogy. And I've also done a trilogy that you mentioned before, the 12 Dancing Princesses series. The first one's called Princess of the Midnight Ball, and it's based on the 12 Dancing Princesses Grimm's fairy tale, and it's set in a country that's basically an alternate Germany.
Okay.
I speak German. My degree is in like non-English literature, and I studied German and Norwegian fairy tales. And so I sort of based it on, like, I call it faux Germany, is where they live. So they're these 12 princesses, and they're under this curse in the first book, and they break the curse. But at the end of the original fairy tale, it actually says, and they lived happily ever after, and they never danced again. So I thought, what if one of them had to dance again? You know, what would a fairy tale be where someone had dance? So I did the second one, is Princess of Glass, and it is based on Cinderella. And I thought, what if she had to dance, or the slippers would break? Or, you know, what if she had to dance, or the fairy godmother turned evil on her and stuff? So I put that into there, and then I thought, well, I've done 2. Nobody does a 2-book series. That's silly.
So you gotta put on the 3rd.
Gotta do 3. So I took the youngest sister, and she is Little Red Riding Hood.
Wow.
It's called Princess of the Silver Woods.
So they're all very whimsical.
Yes.
Tell us about your website so we can let people know if they want to come check it out.
It's easy to remember. My website is www.jessicadaygeorge.com. I blog, I tweet, I do all the things from my website. So
very whimsical stories. Thank you so much for joining us today, Jessica. All right, it's Friday, so if Jessica or any of you have plans, let's see how it's going to look outside. Let's take a look.